What if the lives of billionaire wives weren't as perfect as they look? Behind the mansions and luxury vacations, there's a world of pain and betrayal. We'll uncover dark secrets that even billions can't hide. Stay until the end for stories you've never imagined. Number 1. Melinda Gates, the shocking divorce that rocked the world. Melinda Gates was married to Bill Gates, one of the richest men in the world. For 27 years, they seemed like the perfect couple. They had 3 children and billions in philanthropy. But in May 2021, they announced their divorce, and the world was stunned. The real shock? Melinda had been planning her exit for years. Behind the scenes, there was tension no one knew about. Rumors of Bill's involvement with other women started to surface. It became clear their marriage wasn't as perfect as it seemed. Why did Melinda choose to leave when she did? Did she know about Bill's relationships? Was the betrayal too deep to ignore? Imagine living in the shadow of one of the richest men, yet feeling powerless. Melinda needed years to prepare her escape. Their divorce settlement was massive, one of the most expensive in history. But for Melinda, it wasn't about the money. She wanted her life back. For years, she felt like she had no control over her own world. After the divorce, Melinda used her platform to push for women's rights and equality. She turned her personal pain into a global mission for change. Number 2. Veronica Lario, public humiliation and a bitter divorce. Silvio Berlusconi, the former Prime Minister of Italy, had great political power and wealth. But few knew about the emotional abuse his wife, Veronica Lario, endured. Their marriage started with passion but quickly turned into a public spectacle. Veronica faced repeated humiliation. Berlusconi, known for liking younger women, often flirted openly, even in front of her. In 2007, he publicly told a model he'd marry her if he were single. Imagine hearing your husband say that in front of hundreds of people. How would that make you feel? Veronica had enough. In 2009, she filed for divorce, saying Berlusconi's behavior was unacceptable. The affair rumors and constant public shame pushed her to the edge. It was like a fire, slowly burning through their marriage, fed by his scandals and disrespect. The divorce was messy, but Veronica left with her dignity and a $1.4 million monthly settlement. Number 3. Georgina Chapman, from glamour to scandal. The Weinstein fallout. Georgina Chapman appeared to have everything: a successful fashion brand, a powerful husband, and respect from the elite. She married Harvey Weinstein, a Hollywood mogul who could shape careers. Their life looked like something out of a glamorous movie. But in 2017, everything fell apart. Dozens of women accused Weinstein of sexual harassment. Chapman's world came crashing down. How do you handle that kind of betrayal? One day she was married to a powerful man, and the next, his name was linked to scandal. She had to choose: stand by her husband or protect herself and her children. She chose the latter, filing for divorce just days after the news broke. Her life was like a beautiful dress, perfect on the outside, but hiding uncomfortable seams. Despite the scandal, Georgina has started to rebuild her career. Her brand, Marchesa, suffered, but she's proving that talent can survive even the worst storms. Number 4. Wendy Dung, the allegations that destroyed a power couple. Wendy Dung married media mogul Rupert Murdoch, and their relationship quickly made headlines. She was young and ambitious, coming from a humble background. Murdoch was one of the world's richest and most powerful men. On the surface, their marriage seemed perfect. But in 2013, rumors began to spread. The media speculated that Wendy had a secret relationship with former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair. Both denied it, but the damage was done. Murdoch's trust in Wendy was shattered, leading to their divorce soon after. Was Wendy using Rupert to climb the social ladder? Or was the marriage always doomed? Their relationship, like a tall building, looked strong, but had weak foundations. One rumor was all it took to bring everything down. Even after the divorce, Wendy kept her wealth and status. She has since stayed in the spotlight, proving her influence didn't end with her marriage to Murdoch. Number 5. Elaine Win, a battle for control in the Las Vegas empire. Elaine Win's is a story of heartbreak and incredible strength. She was married to Steve Win, the man who transformed Las Vegas into the entertainment capital of the world. Together they built a casino empire worth billions. But their marriage wasn't just a love story, it was a power struggle. When the marriage failed for a second time in 2010, Elaine didn't just walk away. Tooth and nail, she fought to retain her stake in the Win Resorts empire. And that was not all about the money. It was about the things that amount to control, legacy, and reputation. What would you do if you'd spent your life building an empire only to have it threatened by someone who once loved you? Let it go or fight for what rightfully is yours. Elaine's fight for her company was a poker game in Las Vegas. Each move played at high stakes and the running odds were always there. She won in the end. She became one of the most powerful women in Las Vegas and proved she didn't need Steve to keep her legacy going. This story says a lot about a woman's strength and resilience in business. Number 6, Ruth Madoff, From Wealth to Ruin, The Price of Loyalty. Once, Ruth Madoff was the envy of every woman in New York. Marrying Bernie Madoff, she had it all, a life of private jets, mansions, and weighty pockets. That came crashing down in 2008. Bernie Madoff came to be known as the architect of the world's largest Ponzi scheme ever. In only one night, Ruth went from being a rich socialite to one who lived in shame. But just how much did Ruth know? Had she chosen to ignore her husband's crimes? Or had she too been a victim of Bernie's diabolical web of deceit? The life of Ruth was rather like a house of cards. One wrong move, and down everything comes. She lost everything. She lost her money, reputation, and standing in society. Yet even in the face of public reprisal, Ruth continued for many years to visit Bernie in prison and tried to reconstruct a life from the ashes. Number 7, Ivana Trump, The Price of Power and Fame. Ivana Trump, the first wife of Donald Trump, does not shy away from the spotlight. It was a marriage that played out almost as if in some sort of elaborate, though clumsily scripted sort of soap opera to millions. She is both a model and businesswoman who contributed to building his empire and thereby became a household name herself. But behind closed doors, their relationship was one unending battle for power and control. And Donald's infidelities were definitely not rumors. They were painfully public. Their marriage came to a crashing halt in the early 90s, and the details of the divorce were splashed across every headline. How do you keep your wits about you when your personal life becomes the stuff of media scrutiny? How do you pick up the pieces when your private wars make it to the front page? Ivana had lived a life like chess. Every move had repercussions. Each wrong step was one closer to losing the very empire she had helped build. Despite their divorce's bitter taste, Ivana walked away with a handsome settlement. She regained her independence, raised their children, and continued with her ventures. Time eventually saw her and Donald recreate a friendship, a proof that no matter how bad things get, recovery is possible. Ivana went on to write several books about her experiences as a powerful woman in a world ruled by men. She beacons a story of reinvention and resilience. Number 8, Elin Nordegren, From Betrayal to Empowerment. Elin Nordegren was propelled into international headlines when her then-husband, Tiger Woods, was found to have numerous affairs. The incident sent ripples within the world of sports, and overnight, the life of Elin was made tabloid fodder. Regardless of the shame publicized, Elin handled the situation with dignity. She kept herself away from the media frenzy and concentrated on protecting her children and rebuilding her life. How does one pick up the pieces after a public betrayal? How does one protect their family when the world is constantly watching? Her life was like a shard of broken mirror. It showed a million different angles of pain, but each shard was sharp and dangerous. The divorce settlement of Elin reportedly reached $100 million. But more importantly, she came out much stronger. She went back to school, earned a degree, and buckled down to the task of raising her children. Her story is one of quiet strength in the face of unimaginable public scrutiny. Elin never took to the media for any perceived revenge or to air her grievances. Instead, she retreated into privacy and self-recovery, a rare move in a world that truly thrives on scandal. From public scandals to quiet betrayals, The stories of billionaire wives reflect a world where wealth does not protect one from heartbreak, betrayal, or loss. Beneath all of the luxury and status, there's a far darker reality, one filled with struggles that most of us could never imagine. These women, once defined by their powerful husbands, have each found a way to reclaim their identities. Some have leveraged that new freedom toward philanthropy, others to reinvent themselves. But each reminds us that even in the shadow of great wealth, it is possible to rise above and forge your own path. If you liked these stories, then do not miss the following video. This Jewish woman runs the world behind the scenes. It's really an eye-opener to see the enormous influence of this one woman in many fields and in global politics. Click here to watch now.